All right, thought I'd give you guys a quick look at my battery box. I utilize the Black Pack Pro, and down here I use some cork yoga blocks. And as we all know, the bottom of this boat is not level, it's kind of curved. And so I used a belt sander to get that curve, and now this is rock solid on there. Around the backside, I put a plate going across. I utilize the screw holes that the battery tie down pieces here. I utilize the screw holes for that to mount that plate. You can see those screws there, and this sits right on that plate. I did put a little support down there just because there is going to be some flex with all the weight inside this. I'll do another video here to show you what's inside that box. It is pretty solid. I'm going to mount some, as you can see, I've got one here. I don't know that it's going to stay there. I might move it over here, but I'll definitely have some anchors to hold this down on the boat for sure. Anyway, There we go. Well, let's take a look at this battery box inside. Before we open it though, let's take a look at the back end here. You'll notice I have actually two ports coming out here. One is 36 volts. One is 24 volts. The 24 volt port is for a Garmin force current that I can run on the back whenever I want to. And the other one is the 36 volt port, and that one's for my Garmin Kraken that I'll be running on the bow most of the time. It's going to be that Garmin Kraken. So pretty cool, nice clean coming out of there. And then inside the box, boy, I'm pretty pleased with the way this came out. So what we're doing here is we're running three Lifetime 100 amp hour mini batteries. And these are the Bluetooth versions, so I can monitor them via Bluetooth on my phone. I also have terminal fuses on each of my positive ports here, positive terminals. And in addition to that, I have a 60 amp circuit breaker over here for the 24 volt system, and a 60 amp circuit breaker over here for the 36 volt system. And the way we switch back and forth between the two systems is really simple, actually. You can't be running them at the same time, obviously, but whenever I have the force current on here, I need to switch this from 36 volts, which it's configured right now. It's in 36 volts. This is plugged in. With that switch turned on, I've now got 36 volts coming over here. I do leave that in the off position whenever it's stored. And the 24 volt system is always off unless I'm running 24 volts through here. But to switch it from 36 volts to 24 volts, we unplug this right here, and you notice it's two different colored Anderson connectors. That's for easy identification. And if you know anything about Anderson connectors, whenever they're a different color, they're keyed differently. So they're not meant to plug into each other. But I just modified the key a little bit, so I was able to plug these together. It was important to me to be able to identify this quickly. But anyway, we unplug that. You make sure that this is switched off. You flip this one on, turn that circuit breaker on, and now we're only running these two batteries here. We've isolated this battery here out of the system. So we're just running these two batteries there, and that gives us our 24 volts out there. You turn that off, plug this in, flip that on. Now we're at 36 volts over there. So pretty cool. In addition, you'll notice I have rubber covers over all my terminals, and I'm actually going to get, well, I have one here. I'm going to get two more covers for these so I can cover those completely. I need two more for these other batteries. I don't want any exposed metal on any of my terminals. If I'm in here with a wrench or something for some reason and I drop the wrench, I don't want it going from positive to negative and arcing and sparking and having a real problem. So I like having that protection. But anyway, if there's anything that I missed in this, any ideas you guys have for me that I could do different, or if you think I did something wrong, let me know in the comments. But hopefully this gives you guys some ideas of what it is you can do with your systems. There we go.